Hi, I'm Josh Temple with Our Revolution Colorado Springs. Today with us we have Lori Boydston, who's running for House District 60 in Salida. And normally we do these interviews with John Travage. We've got a scheduling conflict, so I'm doing it today. I'm just a tech guy, but I'll do my best here. And we're also trying to get good at doing remote interviews. So this is our first remote interview. So thank you, Lori, for being with us here today.
You're quite welcome.
So you're in House District 60.
That's correct.
And that's mostly out of Salida, right? Which counties is that in?
I live in Salida, but the counties are spread out up here in the mountains. It is Custer County down to the south, and Fremont County, and then Chaffee County and Park County. And there's a small part of Fremont County that's not in it. There's 80,000 voters or people in the district that get represented. And the object would be to get as many young people and progressive voters out there to help support me.
Nice. Well, one of my next questions was going to be what you label yourself, whether you label yourself like more left, more right, center, more progressive.
I would absolutely be the most progressive candidate possible. I know nobody else in Chaffee County that's more progressive than I am. I want to be for the people and make sure that the people are absolutely represented for Medicare for all, Green New Deal with a just transition, broadband, very, very important issue. We want to make sure that everybody has net neutrality, equal access to cell service and to broadband. We want to have wages that are going to be competitive, and our people need to be educated. I'm for all the progressive values and want to make sure that the people of House District 60 will benefit from any kind of legislation that I can help sign onto and pass.
Well, we definitely need more of that and definitely everywhere. So it sounds like you're definitely in favor of raising the minimum wage.
Absolutely. Yeah. And wouldn't it be fabulous if our teachers made $60,000 a year as well?
Oh, no kidding. Teachers are so badly underfunded right now. What's the minimum wage right now?
I think it's around 11 in Colorado. We're not quite at the 7.25 or whatever the federal minimum wage is. I know it's been raised, but we need to be up there at the $15 an hour minimum wage and make sure that people can actually survive. Housing costs are just out of the roof, and we need to make sure that our healthcare and our housing and our wages so that we can afford living in these rural districts can work for all the workers, all the employees.
And you mentioned teachers. So are there a lot of teachers out there?
Well, I know my husband is one of them. He's a retired teacher on para, and we want to make sure that para stays very secure, along with Social Security and Medicare and Medicaid. We do not want this regime that's in there right now to take those things away. So we need to fight for those, and we need to improve them as well. So Social Security needs to make sure that our elderly can survive, and Medicaid makes sure that our people can have the Medicare medical care that they need, and Medicare needs to be improved to being a single payer system. And I will work hard to make sure we are aiming for a single payer system.
You keep answering my questions just before I ask them.
Sorry about that.
Oh no, this is good. So if I could just jump back real quick to the Social Security thing.
Yes.
It's interesting because, as I understand it, that's one of the most popular programs in the country. But what you've seen this past decade or so is we've got a right-wing party that's done such a good job of using language to just fear-monger like crazy with Social Security. So I actually grew up being told that it was a giant pyramid scheme. And that was basically all I ever heard of it. And then as I've gotten older and started doing my research, it's like, oh, it's a lot more than that. And it doesn't even make sense to call it a pyramid scheme. Like there's so many different ways it could be funded. And it's, so yeah, there's a lot of people, even on the left, who either want to keep it the same way or just whittle it out over time. Then you've got some people who want to expand it. And it sounds like, if I heard right, that you're of the camp that wants to expand Social Security.
Absolutely. We need to make sure that our elderly are fine, that our handicap in any way can be fine, that our children are fine. They should have food when they go to school. They should have all the equipment they need in broadband and education materials, as in computers. We need to keep our people of our state and around the country definitely on the forefront of technology so that we can keep advancing all of our people for the 21st century.
Oh, definitely, for sure. And I guess if we shift to that topic, not a whole lot of people talk about broadband. So sounds like you're also in the camp of having Wi-Fi for everyone.
Absolutely. Net neutrality was on the chopping block last year. We had rallies. People came out to say, let's make sure everybody can have broadband. And I know Bernie's got a new $1.5 billion plan to make sure that everybody has broadband. It only makes sense that, you know, not just rich people are smart. There are a lot of people, all people, that have the ability to tap into that and enjoy and benefit from getting the knowledge from everything that's out there, as well as contributing to what's out there so they can add into it. So everybody needs to be able to use that. That's what the technology today is. And we can't have any of our population, you know, we could have the next astrophysicist that doesn't have broadband at their house, and they're the ones that are going to help save the world. So we need to make sure that that happens.
Oh yeah, and I love that mindset that the next brilliant person, they might be a poor person living somewhere with no broadband. So we really, well, at least I'm in the camp of I think everyone should have at least some kind of chance. And
Absolutely.
I love that the idea of broadband for everyone, that wasn't even talked about before, but now it's starting to be a thing. Maybe at least now we're talking about it. And I think that's really cool. It's so important that we keep up to date with technology. And I guess perhaps a good question following that, what's your stance on the whole automation debate?
You know, I really haven't studied it very well. I'm sorry to say. It's coming. What to do about it to make sure that our people are all taken care of, because we all need to live. And if automation is going to automate a bunch of jobs away, I hope there are some really great ideas out there. And it's probably the kid that doesn't have broadband that will be figuring that out.
Yeah. It's the whole automation debate is really fascinating, I think. So if I could just take a shift here, how do you feel about funding for elections?
Well, I tell you, I'm all for what Bernie has done, which is to make sure it's all publicly funded. I've been contributing to Bernie, and I don't want to see that corporations and billionaires are the ones controlling our elections, not here in Colorado, not federally as well. So I know there's different ideas out there, giving each person $100 credit for helping campaigns on their federal tax returns. That's an idea. Just making sure that the billionaires are not running it. We just have to stop doing that. And we need to equally have a chance to have our vote. And I'm for the publicly funded campaigns.
That would be a heck of a change.
Yes, it would. Yes, it would.
And yeah, the whole publicly funding elections, that's getting talked about more and more. And man, that would drastically change things. So some might even call that a political revolution.
Oh, absolutely. Ranked choice voting can be in there as well.
Oh yeah, I actually forgot about that. Or would you say you're in favor of ranked choice voting?
Absolutely. Yeah. We have a two-party system where both parties kind of look the same in many respects. And we need to stop the oligarchies. That's what's going on right now. Billionaires are running our economy, are running our government, and we need to be for the people, of, by, and for the people.
Oh, no kidding. Not of, by, and for the corporations.
The billionaires. That's right.
And you know, the whole left versus right thing, you're kind of raised to, well, at least what I was taught in high school when I was learning about politics is they said there's the left, and if you're way on the left, you're wrong. If you're way on the right, you're wrong. And they taught it in a way that you have to be in the middle to be like not crazy.
Yeah.
And like this is just in my general classes where they're trying to teach you how things work. And the thing is, again, as I've gotten older, like that system doesn't even make sense. Why is it you have to be moderate to be a sane person? And even as an adult, a lot of people I run into nowadays, just like decent people, they're trying not to be too left or too right because they don't want to be the crazy person. And ultimately, it's all just nonsense and propaganda.
Just
And
all
I
talking
hate
points.
that it's like that.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, ranked choice voting, I think would be a huge step in the right direction.
Yeah.
So
I kind of like Andrew Yang. I like Andrew Romanoff a lot too, but Andrew Yang hits it right on the head when he says, not left, not right, but forward.
oh yeah, for
That's
sure.
not the middle. Forward is not the middle. We need to go forward with all the things that are of, by, and for the people.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not left or right.
Yeah. Let's see here. I'm going to jump into my last few questions here. So how about this? What was the big thing that got you passionate? Like what's making you run right now?
Well, I got to be totally honest with you. I listened to a 45-minute speech of Bernie's in November 2015. And I woke up the next morning and I said, what can I do for Bernie today? And I never stopped saying that every single day. And I helped with the 2016 caucuses. I've been part of the Democrat Party on the progressive wing of the party since then. And I went to see Bernie in New York at the Queensbridge Park a couple weeks after his heart attack. And he was full of energy and looking great, and everything he said was inspiring, and all the other speakers were inspiring. And I came home from New York back here to Salida, Colorado, and I woke up the next day and I said, I'm still not doing enough, talking to one person at a time. And I'm going to run for House District 60 so I can talk with people about all the progressive issues in groups where hopefully I'm welcome, and helpfully these are people that will support that we need Medicare for all and a Green New Deal. And quite frankly, every single issue, including broadband along all 4 of the counties up here in the mountains, affordable housing, equal pay wages, teachers that are going to be happy with their wages so that they can feel free to teach a 21st century freedom kind of a curriculum. There's so much to it. We all need to keep advancing, and there you go. I'm doing it for Bernie. I guess I don't know if you have to bleep that out to keep it so it's online, but I call me a progressive. Absolutely, call me for and by the people.
Well, you know, in 2016, Bernie definitely started a call to arms. where his message is very much that he wants us people to be working together. So yeah, we're definitely continuing his movement. And of course, it's weird calling it his movement because the point is that it's all of us together.
It's us.
It's
Yep.
really one giant progressive movement.
Not me, us.
And of course, I'm with Our Revolution. We're kind of the same. We started off of the same theory where Bernie started this idea, and we're kind of taking it and continuing it. And like, at least for us, even if Bernie's not the nomination or say he passes away or whatever, like the people still need to continue. We still need to continue this fight and this progressive movement.
The revolution will go on.
So yeah, we're all part of the movement together. And so it sounds like one of my last questions was going to be if you had an official endorsement for president.
You didn't guess it was Bernie, probably.
It does sound like it.
I would absolutely say that, yes. And I have an endorsement for senator as well. That would be Andrew Romanoff. And I would say for House District 60 up here in the mountains of Colorado, it would be Lori Boydston. That would be me.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like you're running a very strong progressive campaign. Where can people go to get more information about you?
I didn't start a website yet, but we're working on that. And I actually didn't even start a Facebook page. I really am very much at the beginning of the stages here. Thank you very much. But we'll be holding house parties, and we will have all those things set up really soon.
And as that information comes, we will have it in the links below. So check us out. And that's all we had. So thanks so much for joining us today.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.